again, Finland is best.
Morjesta. Ja?
game official for this game has been licensed and assigned by the International Ice Hockey Federation. The referees of the game are Anthony Jerabak and Stephen Renaud. Linesmen Gleb Larasev and Miroslav Lonsky. The starting 6 heroes of Team Switzerland are goalkeeper number 63, Leonardo Ginoni. Defenders number 16, Rafael Diaz, and number 90, Roman Jossi. Forwards number 46, Noah Dock, and number 60, Tristan Sherby, and number 19, Reto Sherby. And the starting 6 heroes of Team Finland are goalkeeper number 29, Harry Satari. Defenders number 41, Miru Heiskanen. Number 2, Ville Popka. Forwards number 81, Eli Tolvanen. Number 96, Mikko Antonen. And number 64, Mikael
Welcome back to
Aalto.
Herning, Jyske Bank Buxton Arena. It is our second quarterfinal here on TSN NHL Network, Thursday night just after 8 p.m. local time as we meet our starting goalies. Harry Sateri, 9 games for the Florida Panthers this year in the NHL. 4 wins, 1 shutout, the best save percentage in the tournament, facing Leonardo Giannoni, a 2-2 record. 293 goals against in his 5th World Championship. Not big goalies. Sateri, 6 feet tall. Giannoni, 5'11", 180 pounds. Giannoni, 2 Spangler Cup titles with Davos. As we look at the 2 captains, Granlund, Diaz, winner will take on Canada in the semifinals in Copenhagen. Chappie, Granlund, we're live, we're underway here at a beautiful city, Herning, about a 3.5-hour train ride west of Copenhagen. As the Finns, their only loss in group play coming to the hosts as Tolvanen's in, fires in a first test from Leonardo Giannoni, and Eeli Tolvanen, he loves to fire that puck.
Well, the first 2 lines for Finland can really provide some offense, and Tolvanen added a little bit late in this tournament, playing very nicely with Granlund and Rantanen. They provide pace and skill, and they can threaten all the time. They're good. Sebastian Aho is better, what he has done this tournament. Incredible production, 17 points, 9 goals in just 7 games.
Patrick Kane, 2 goals in our first quarterfinal, surpassing him for the lead in tournament points. As the Finns control, shot tipped, and Aho right in the mix in front, chasing after the puck in the corner. Savanainen trying to dig it free. Aho, 2nd round pick of the Carolina Hurricanes, gets it, swings it in front, broken up. As Gaetan Haas picks it up far wall and drives it into the Finnish zone. Up ahead for Aho. Aho waits, dish in front, and Giannoni is gonna cover it up with Savanainen right there, driving towards the net.
Giannoni gets the call for Switzerland, not Brett O'Bara, a more experienced NHL goaltender, and he's gonna have to be very good because he will be tested early and often as that first tip off the 1 draw slides by on the weak side. Gaetan Haas, too busy trying to block the shot, doesn't tie up Aho's stick. And if there's one stick you gotta pay attention to, it's his.
Manninen wins the draw to Kasperi Kapanen, but the Swiss able to pick it up, and they drive it up ice. Led by Roman Josi, who dishes it up ahead. Diaz fires, knocked down in front with Nino Niederreiter. The offensive catalyst for the Swiss in this hockey game. And him and Andrighetto have been leading the way points-wise. 7 points each. As the Finns control, shot, kicked down right in front of the net. Nice job by Enzo Corvi, long-time friend of Nino Niederreiter, childhood buddies. They played together as kids, and then about a decade later, finally playing in their first World Hockey Championship together. A cool picture on Nino's Twitter feed of them back then and of them now. Andrighetto driving in behind the goal line. Kept in and fired back in as the battle continues on the near wall. Utensander slings it across in front, weak shot, and Sateri handles that no problem. Best save percentage in the entire tournament, outstanding goaltender numbers. Vermeen was in the slot area as Kukan chips it down low. Timo Meier, first rounder of the Sharks, chips at it, Comes behind the net. Fired to the near wall. Kept in. As that hit a skate and goes into the corner. Meyer lost it. Goes to battle for that puck once again, and Ricola tried to backhand it out, and Miro Heiskanen, a great young defenseman, 3rd overall pick of the Dallas Stars, and he is a dynamic player in the back end, and he gets bumped big time as Sherway laid him out. 2-on-1 the other way, and Rantanen tried that centering pass. It was broken up. Granlund kicking at it. And the Finns retreat in their own zone. Eli Tolvanen, 1st-round pick of the Nashville Predators, came over late this year, played a couple of games. Didn't really have an impact yet, but he's a young guy, Mike, a bright future.
He will. Once he gets a solid roster spot and the coach's trust, he will be a point producer in the NHL. He is an excellent offensive player.
Granlund battling for the puck behind the goal line. Back up to the point. Visto in front, shot stops. As Tolvanen cut into a dangerous area and let the wrist shot fly. Visto steps up the blue line, drops back. The captain Granlund takes a hit and then dumps his man. Fired into neutral ice and all the way down into the Finnish zone for an icing call and a face-off to come down in front of Giannone.
There's going to be lots of pressure on the Swiss defensive zone coverage, and you watch what Finland can do as they go through the seam once, and Koivisto goes right back through it to Tolvanen. Giannone reading it very well, not sliding out of control, but very much tracking the puck and staying square. But that really will be the game. How well does Switzerland play in their own end? Because they'll be in there more often than not.
Aho and Teravainen, 2 dynamic players for the Carolina Hurricanes out there, and how excited is Rod Brindamore to get to work with those young men in the NHL next season?
Impressive young talent. Netchas, we've seen it for the Czechs. Carolina pick as well. Coming to Carolina because they have a good system and good defense. They just need some game breakers. And a couple playing for Finland right here.
Turnover in front, far circle, and that shot just whistled high and wide as the first line center, Enzo Corby. Keep an eye out for number 71. He's crafty, got some speed, and he's been dynamic offensively for Switzerland. Ricola starts the play up ice. Shot off Kukan and out of play for a stoppage here in this first period.
Corby's one of the guys you want to have the puck on his stick. Quick turnover behind the net, active legs by Moser. Hoffman turns it over, and Corby, it's against the grain, so it's harder to get as much on that one-timer as you'd like. Tried to push it over the glove and sailed it over top of the net.
Naninen taking the draw, he'll lose it. Play swung up to Nino Niederreiter. Wanted Corby, couldn't find him. Kevin Fiala on the top line for the Swiss as well, Mike.
Yeah, some changes there. It had been Meyer. It was working pretty well, but the second line with Fiala and Andrighetto was not.
Fiala, the give and the go with Nino Niederreiter. Fiala accepts it behind the goal line. Cuts it in front, tipped, and a nice stop early from Cederi as he kicked it out of the crease. Nino's back on it, behind the goal line. Back up top, Kukan. Dishes for Corby. Corby fires. Bouncing puck near circle. Kapanen swatted at it, but it's right to Nino Niederreiter. Back up to the far boards. Chip back in, and Kevin Fiala's on it. Fiala, Nashville Predator. Driving, tied up. The Swiss, good pressure here. 5-on-5 in the offensive zone early. Pass up to the blue line. The backhand in from Frick. Vermeen bumping his man. Pass Kapanen. Frick back up to the slot. Long shot. And that was a beautiful shot from Mirko Müller. Solid defense for the Swiss. Frick. Stick explodes. He needs a new one. Müller 6 points in the turn for the Swiss. He's a +9 as well. He's been very reliable for Switzerland back there. Timo Meier, the steal, and he's moving up ice. Meier in, fires, and he whistles that high and wide. Good pace to the opening 6 minutes of this hockey game. As Heiskanen tries to clear, chip back in, and Andrighetto suspended 1 game for a knee-on-knee hit back in Copenhagen in group play on Steven Strong, who played for Austria, served a suspension, obviously back, and has been a key contributor. We talked about the points, he's got 7.
And second line production with Andrighetto and Meyer has been pivotal to support Corvi and Niederreiter.
Scoreless game in our second quarterfinal here on TSN and NHL Network. Welcome back to Hennerning, city of about 50,000 people, and Mike twice named the Danish City of the Year. I think they're in the running again this year after the home country won here. Freddie Anderson knocking off Finland in group play. I was in the city covering Team Canada. They were partying till about 5:30 in the morning. It was loud, it was awesome, and what a great atmosphere. As the fans here from all over the world doing it very proud and doing a great job as Udavara chips it behind. Rantanen picks it up. Moser, good job to break that up as Eddie Tolvanen gets it behind the goal line. Rantanen, great season with the Colorado Avalanche this year, second in scoring behind a young man. Up for the heart, backdoor pass, scores! Beautiful play, backdoor, 1-0 Finland. Nice job from Marcus Udavara following up, and the Finns strike first.
When you are playing weak side wing, you cannot fall asleep. Watch number 15, Gregory Hoffman, staring at the puck, and he absolutely loses his man. Udavara goes backdoor. Hoffman, mesmerized, opens up an easy passing lane. Koivisto puts it right on the tape, and he rips it through Giannoni. But he should not be open. That is your only job. You hang in the slot, head on a swivel, check your shoulder. And Hoffman asleep at the wheel. Let's Udavara get in behind him and open the scoring.
Marcus Udavara, now 9 points in the tournament, and he leads all defensemen. And what a pickup. 7th round pick at Columbus. And sometimes you strike gold later in those rounds, and he's contributing here for Finland in his first World Championship.
Well, you get out there with that line with Granlund and Rantanen, and they control it so well. A little low roll with the other defenseman. That's defenseman to defenseman below the hash mark. Koivisto picks up this one. He's at the goal line. Who does he find on the back door? His partner, Udavara. That's trusting your puck possession to both leave the blue line and the support of your forwards behind you.
When you say his name, it sounds way nicer. Udavara, that's real. You've been in Europe too long. That was nice, though.
That was a nice goal is what it was.
Beautiful backdoor pass, a defenseman jumping up.
It's frustrating, though, because everyone's in the right spot for Switzerland. Just one breakdown, and that's all it took.
Enzo Corvi, speed over the blue line. Look out, Swiss changing behind the play. Aho in, fire, stop, rebound as Aho fired up high on Giannoni, but he got his body in front of it. Roman Josi drops it off, drives towards the net, and Josi, a guy that can play a lot of minutes, tipped in front is Josi, as you call him, more of a rover than a defenseman. He is all over the ice for the Swiss. Aho, puck on his stick, and Josi, if possible, could play probably 84 minutes in this hockey game if that was physically possible, but they will lean on him in a heavy way.
Well, this is the first shift where we've said his name. That can't happen. We can't say his name once every 10 minutes for Switzerland to win. He's got to be a dynamic presence all the time.
Pessonen drops it off in front, tipped, and Attila, who is a big man, and that's an understatement, 6'8". You can't miss him. Timo Meier drives in behind the goal line. Swiss, good job to free it as Vermeen chips it down low. Meier engages once again. In front, but nobody home as Vermeen continues to chase. Billy Polka turns behind his own net, turns again, and dishes the puck off as we approach the midway point of this first period. A 1-0 lead for Finland. Good job behind the net, a near turnover, but the Finns are able to chip it near wall. Kavisto brings it up. Bit of a weird bounce, but handled nicely by Giannoni. Kavisto able to chip it in one more time. Frick working near wall. Little backhand. Kavisto again gets it in deep. Cycle game strong here from Finland in the offensive zone. Back up to the point. Kavisto faked the shot off the skate in the slot area. Another shot high and just getting a piece with Giannoni.
That stung. That hurt Giannoni's shoulder.
This shift is stinging right now for the whole Swiss team. Another shot in front, tipped, and finally a much-needed whistle as Giannoni covers up.
Gets a breath for himself as he needs one. As Lutivara, you just mentioned how productive he has been. And he picks up this carom right in his wheelhouse. And he knows Giannoni's not very tall, so he tries to go over the shoulder, and that one hurts. Lutivara hammers it, and Giannoni stays tall, fights it off with just the last bit of his equipment.
Not a big guy, 5'11". That's what he's listed as, and a lot of goalies like a Sucheskin, the Russian, who can basically go on his knees. He's 6'7", so he covers a lot of net. Harry Sateri leaves it. Rantanen chips it up ice. Up to Rod. Rod off his skates. Swung near wall for Sherway. He can't accept it. Tolvanen plays the body on Rod as the Swiss pick it back up. So Lutivara now has a shorthanded goal, power play goal, and an even strength goal in this tournament. In front, and a nice stop there from Sateri as he directs it to the right corner. Miro Heiskanen works that off ice. Aho trying to dig it out. Corby steals. Nino Niederreiter picks it up in his own zone. Goes cross country off the far boards. Aho loses it. Nino Niederreiter steps over the blue line. Fires, stop. In front, Fiala pushed his man out of the way, but he couldn't get a shot off. And finally swung to Fora, who gets it to Nino Niederreiter. 5th overall pick back in 2010 to the Islanders. Highest Swiss drafted player ever until Nico Hischier this year. And by this year, I meant last year. This year's draft's coming up. Finns on the move. Pessonen fires, didn't get through.
That was great. That's a 5-man rush. Both defensemen joining for Finland.
Listo to the backhand. Tried to go backdoor. It's broken up just in time by Fiala, who had a good stick and broke it up. Pessonen back up to the point. Lutivara fires, deflected. Pessonen swings at it. It's Pessonen getting in those areas to try and score. Won an SHL championship with the Evacuat Lakers. And we saw a young man who dominated the SHL in our group at Copenhagen. Elias Pettersson, 19 years of age, led them in scoring, led them in playoff scoring, and won a title. Unfortunately, out of the tournament, he has a hand injury. He's done. So the Vancouver Canucks pretty excited for that young man when he gets going in the National Hockey League. Timo Meier gives and goes. Back up to the point. That shot blocked nicely. And Gaetan Haas is back for the Swiss. Under 8 minutes to go in this first period. What do you make of the pace, Mike?
It's excellent. I think Switzerland's played very well to this point. One breakdown cost them a goal, but they're hanging in there.
Swung to the near wall. Haas winds, tipped and just wide. Thrown towards the net. And then Yossi skates. He couldn't get another shot off. Swung behind Giannoni, near wall. Haas chips it along the boards, up to Moser. And all the way back is Willi Polka. Polka and Koivisto on the back end here for Finland. Long shot right on Giannoni, and with Granlund moving in, Giannoni holds for a face-off as Finland leads 1-0. Marcus Nunavara opening up the scoring. In his first major international tournament, 23 points in 61 games for Columbus this season, has his side up 1-0 in this quarterfinal. The winner of this game will take on Team Canada in the semifinals in Copenhagen as they knocked off Russia in overtime. Ryan O'Reilly on the power play in OT. With Kaprizov in the box. Young star for Russia. We got to watch them a lot. They were a fun team to follow. Them and Sweden, the cream of the crop in Group A. Rantanen, second only to Nate McKinnon in points in Colorado this season. Tolvanen works for Granlund down low. Rantanen spins away from his man. Drops. Granlund has it. Granlund wheeling around. Koivisto fires and just missing wide. Bouncing puck. Rantanen continues to battle for it. Comes to Merkel Mueller. Tips it to the far wall. Sherway tried to advance it, can't. Another turnover. Player dropped. Granlund in, fires, kick stop. Not a great shot. And Tolvanen skated right by the rebound, and he couldn't get a shot off either. Sherway, the chip and chase, and in he goes. His teammates changing behind him. Under 6 minutes to go in this first period. Koivisto picks it up for Finland, up to Sebastian Aho. He's got wheels, he's using them. Drop pass, shot off the side of the net. Teravainen, pretty good look as the Hurricanes were playing past it, a nice rush. You don't need a rider. Lost it, far wall, sent over to Corby. Corby, he's got it, behind the net. Corby tried that centering pass, broken up, and he's back on it. To the captain, Diaz, and looks like a crease violation, so play whistle down, face off to come out of the zone. As Finland leads 1-0. Bank Boxing Arena. Nice crowd. Fans are into it. Finland fans. We just saw a Czech fan in commercial break lift his Czech jersey. He's got the Finland shirt underneath, so whatever your allegiance. Having a great time in the building. Opened up in 2010. Not actually a hockey facility. They've hosted European handball championships, swimming championships, but hockey this year in Henerding. The Swiss down a goal in this quarterfinal. Back end up to Enzo Corvi. Polka races after it as well. Nino Niederreiter in there. Swung to the near wall. And out of the zone, and the captain, Rafael Diaz, will settle it down and fire it across. Kevin Fiala plays pass, gets it back, and just misses the check. Turnover. Quick shot, just whistled wide as Matalainen will let it go with the wrister. Diaz hammers it in for the Swiss. Weird bounce. Still goes behind the net. Kept in by the Swiss. Haas, Vermeen working hard. Timo Meier goes to engage for that puck. Picked off and sent up ice. Matalainen has it. Sends it for Pessonen. Pessonen puts on the brakes. Back to the point. Udavara in. Fires high and didn't miss by much. Just tipped over the net. Timo Meier chips it in. He's on the move. Meier racing in behind the goal line. Bangs up Kavisto.
Meier's been the best Swiss forward this game. He has been on the puck, physical, lots of offensive zone possession.
Normaka was winding up, lost it. Kapanen picks it up to the point. Shot deflected, and right place. Tononi made the stop. Another drive. Honka has that one into the corner. Honka from distance fires, and that's gloved down as Honka and Heiskanen, a couple of first-round picks of the Dallas Stars, and Jim Nill's got to be pretty happy looking at these two young men.
Could be a pair going forward as you see so much of Finland's offense generated from the point. Shots, tips, screens. And Switzerland will collapse down in front of their own net, which will leave the points wide open. Finland not shy at all about using them to shoot, or those high cycles that have given teams trouble throughout this tournament.
Michael Granlund to take the draw. The Swiss control and drive it up ice as it's chipped in deep. Physical play continues. Sherway driving in, lays the body behind the net. Noah Rod, far wall, gets it for Shapi. Fourth line out for the Swiss, trying to create something. They need a spark. Under 4 minutes to go in this first period. Finally, puck loose. Heiskanen has it, lost it, and finally comes out of the zone for Diaz. And Shapi changing up behind the play. Diaz sends it across, and the rest of the team will follow suit. Enzo Corby sees the seam. He takes it, tries to kick it to his stick, then fires it behind the net. One glove there, a lonely glove in the corner, as it will be Harry Sateri, who covers up for a face-off under 3 minutes to go in this first period.
Nino Niederreiter has had a really nice tournament. I think growing into a leadership role on Switzerland. Didn't have his best year in the NHL, did not score 20 goals. Had some injuries to contend with. But he has been a very consistent performer throughout these couple weeks. And he knows they need him to be big tonight against Finland.
Been in the Worlds in 2010 as a 17-year-old. And the Swiss, their last medal, 2013, a silver. Steal behind the net, wraparound in the slot, but nobody home. As Fiala was dumped behind the play, he's looking for a call, but Aho's on the move the other way. Aho met by Fora. He loses his stick as Fora bangs him up. Fora brings it in. Drives it deep behind the net. Kevin Fiala. The stick kind of tied up and skated right by it. Nino Niederreiter behind the net. As Nino goes to work, head up. Utensonder fires, tipped. Vermeen behind the net, in front, far circle, shot broken up. And finally, chipped out, and Mirko Mueller is back, as is Utensonder.
Kevin Fiala, one of the many Nashville Predators that came over to the World Championship after their season ended. He's got the wraparound here. He just loses the handle at the last minute, then a little leg drag by Savanainen. Could have been a penalty, but these refs are calling it pretty loose. They're letting these guys play in a quarterfinal matchup. And Fiala and Andrew Ghetto just were not seeing eye to eye on that second line when they played together for a couple games. The communication was off, the timing, the spacing, and so he's back up in the first line playing well. Off
the face-off, Andrew Ghetto in the area couldn't get the puck. And of course, teammates with Rantanen, so he knows what he can do in Colorado. As that's brought in offside, and that's one of the interesting components, you know. You play against your buddies, your teammates in this championship.
Yep. You have your current team, Switzerland or Finland, but then you have your club team, whether it be an NHL team or a European-based club, and those relationships get turned aside pretty quickly when you get in the corner in an elimination game. There are no friends. It is hard as you can possibly go.
Utin Sander works it across as the Swiss control, and just offside, so they'll have to do it again. Just outside the zone.
Finland's very physical around the puck. And you know when you're going into play against Finland that Patrick Fischer, the head coach of Switzerland, he knows it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a hard game. It's going to be a lot of hard work, physical work to get to the front of the net. Finland just gets in your way and is strong on their skates.
Finland 38 goals in group play as they were second in the tournament. Obviously now number 38 with a 1-0 advantage.
That Antia must be more than 6'8". He looks
tipped in front and covered up. That's Harry Satera. Yeah,
he looks
big.
like 6'10". I mean, Zdeno Chara's supposed to be 6'9", and I've been around Chara many times, and I've covered many games. He doesn't look as big as Antia. As again, another point shot from Nutivara. Bounces into Janoni. And look at all the sticks, though. Pessinen on flyby. Everyone's always curling and looking for a rebound, for a tip. Some way to get a stick on a puck that's coming towards the net.
Granlund taking the draw, won by Finland. Back to the point. They're down the ice, Heiskanen backtracking. It swung towards Sateri. Comes out of his net and plays around the boards. Final minute here in the first period. Moser in front and fanning on it. Another chance shot at Hoffman. What a look he had in the slot. Hoffman again through his legs. Right place. Couldn't get the shot off. Haas finds it back up to the blue line. Just kept in, or maybe not.
I think linesman was correct on that one. Lazarev, a Russian linesman, calling it tight correctly, as Switzerland's had some good offensive zone time in and around the Finnish net, but haven't generated anything in tight. That was a pretty good effort by Haas to wheel and fire. They're just not yet able to really penetrate inside that slot area for Finland. They're getting boxed out, they're around the edge, they have possession, but they got a way to get the high danger chances. They need to take the next step.
Special teams, both teams pretty good. I mean, we talked about Finland and the 5 shorthanded goals, the Swiss 2 shorthanded goals.
The numbers are somewhat skewed when you have Korea in your group, where a lot of teams put up some big numbers. Unfortunately for Korea, against them.
Korea and Belarus going down. Italy, Great Britain coming back up next year, 2019, in Košice and Bratislava in Slovakia. You don't need a rider. Bouncing puck in the slot. He falls down, trying to drive it towards the net as Kavisto tied him up. 10 seconds to go. Mirko Mueller pumps, fires. And that hits someone on the foot in front, and that someone is Nutivara. Yeah, he's limping. And that should do it for the period. As Mirko Mueller back for the Swiss. So the guy who just blocked that shot, Markus Nutivara, the game's first goal and only goal. Finland leads 1-0. Laura Dyken, Bob Arian, your intermission to come.
Score for the first period, Team Finland 1, Team Switzerland 0. Shots on goal, Team Finland 13, Team Switzerland 6. Playing in Royal Arena Copenhagen, the game between Sweden and Team Latvia. After the first period, 0-0.
opdateret døgnet rundt og giver dig selvfølgelig også masser af unikt indhold. Du får eksklusive interviews og portrætter af de store danske stjerner, spillernes egne historier direkte fra landsholdslejren og de vigtigste VM-nyheder. Kom helt tæt på ishockey-VM 2018, BT og på BT.dk. BT, med på isen fra start til slut.
And what about you? Yeah, show us what's in yours. And choose only the best that Shetlands offer. Go and simply follow your heart. Only this way will you find your own your kingdom.
And determination I need every day. The years of training, pushing myself to be the strongest, the sharpest. My dedication to the game, to my teammates who are counting on me to deliver. The nerves of steel, the preparation of ritual before the adrenaline of the match. The responsibility of being my best every time, prepared to fight every shift on the ice. Just a sport. This is who I am.
Vettekila, humming. Come on, boys, come on, boys, come on. Let's go, let's go. Go, guys. Humming. Go for it, come on. Die. Come on, boys, huh? Every shift.
Look your bench side. Push me on the back.
Welcome back inside Jyske Bank Boxing Arena. 1-0 advantage for Finland. Markus Nulavara. The goal in the first period. Kovisto, Rantanen, your assists. As the Swiss will try and answer. And this man perfect in the first period, Harri Sateri. A fourth-round pick of the San Jose Sharks back in 2008. 4 wins, 1 shutout in the tournament, and looking to bring his side into the semifinals. Winner of this game will take on Team Canada in Copenhagen. Shots 13-6 in favor of Finland for the first 20 minutes. And the Swiss held tough, Mike Johnson. Minus that 1 goal, they looked pretty good.
They fought hard. They competed as best they could. They just have to find a way to generate more and better quality looks around Sateri. They have to try to challenge him some capacity. They can't just defend hard all game long.
Granlund takes a bump from Sherway, who steals the puck and brings it over the blue line. And Sherway skates in for the Swiss. Chappie trying to help him out. Roman Josi pinching in. Mueller actually more ice time than Josi in that first period.
Josi was actually 4th on the team in ice time, including less than Nino Niederreiter. They got to milk everything they have out of Roman Josi.
Aho, the very high tip, which stayed in play. He collided with his teammate at center ice as the battle continues, and Aho working to dig that puck free. Aho on the move for Finland. Takes a bump from Mirko Mueller. Teravainen also Knocked down in the corner as the Swiss driving into Finland's zone, intercepted. And back into neutral ice. As Teravainen was looking to break in with a little bit of room, but it was broken up. Fiala in, near circle, fires off the netting for a stoppage in play.
You got to be so careful turning pucks over there. Rantanen was almost gone because of a simple turnover at the blue line. Patrick Fisher knows his team's in tough. He knows that they will be challenged to find a way to create enough offense to win this game, but the longer they keep it close, the longer they keep it tight, the shorter the game becomes, the better off Switzerland will be.
Vermeen takes the try, and Draghetto has it right in the slot, and Meyer couldn't get a shot off. From distance, high save, bouncing puck in the slot. And whistle down as pretty good stop from Sateri, who saw it through traffic, and Uthensonder loves to fire.
Uthensonder does have 3 goals. He's got a big shot, plays on the power play because of that. And he drifts this one in. Good to get it away from the catching side of Sateri. Puts it on the blocker, but unfortunately you can't hit the puck up there. Only he can grab it, so he's able to track it in and get the whistle.
Alertly makes the save as Honka starts it up ice for Finland. Manalainen can't get there in time, so the face off all the way down the ice one more time.
You see big, and when I say big, really big, Marco Antila, 6'8", 230 pounds. And at that size, you don't have to skate that well because the advantage you have in both weight and reach, you can make up for a lack of mobility. He's just good enough to be effective because he's so big.
Plays for Gilchrist, KHL. Face off to the right. And Harry Sateri drops it off for Kavisto. Chipped out of the zone, and back for it is Rafael Diaz. To Timo Meyer. Stretch pass, and I mean stretched, as Sven Andrighetto racing in, gets their first play. Continues. Puck bouncing to the left in the slot area, still free, and everyone's swinging at it. Finally, Mirko Mueller fires it towards Sven Andrighetto. Andrighetto back up to Mueller. Mueller waits, fires, screen in front, rebound, and that's Hyen. Timo Meyer, great chance in front, but it's Hyen behind the net. Mueller back on the puck, gets it down low for Meyer one more time. It goes by him and shoveled back in behind the goal line. Satilia found it in his skates and fires it all the way down the ice. Mueller will touch up for an icing.
A good chance, probably the best chance for Switzerland. Finally a point shot they're able to find all the way down to the front of the net. Joe Mueller sifts it in, and Timo Meyer has it posted up. Well, there's a little fly-by chicken wing from Vermeen on Pessinen. Now it hurts, but Pessinen was making sure that the referee saw that one.
Saw Pessinen as well, with Backwell losing the CHL championship final to Jyp Jyväskylä. He called a few games back in North America for TSN.
Just had the draw for that next year's tournament yesterday.
They did. Artessa Bonhomme hosting, so a great job done by her. That draw was in Copenhagen. As the Finns enjoying a 1-0 lead in this quarterfinal. Nice job from Jesperi Kapanen. Spinning away from his man as the puck gets fired back in. Niramaka chasing after it. Net by Nino Niederreiter. Corby to Kukan behind the net. Kukan can't clear the zone, and then second effort he will. He chips it up ahead for a possible 2-on-2. One-time shot, glove stop. Corby let it go, and Sateri makes the stop.
Really good from Harry Sateri. Similar to the Repik goal we saw in last game. The cross slot line pass for a one-timer, and Corby gets it up. He gets it where he wants it. Plenty on it, but Harry Sateri just a little bit better. Able to track it on the slide to make a glove save. Those are the chances you're looking to generate, though. Make the goalie move. And get one-timers going down to the net.
Gaetan Haas wins the draw. Back to Yossi. Hoppin. Pump fakes. Fires off Ludovara's stick and into the corner.
Ludovara's stick's got to be broken after that.
Behind the net, right in the slot area, and the Finns clear out of harm's way. Rantanen tried that one-handed drive towards the net as that was broken up. He continues to work behind the goal line. Eeli Tolvanen helps him out. Continues to chase after the puck as Yossi absorbs the hit, gets it to Giannoni, and he swings it along the boards. Up ice. Good effort, chipped in front, but nobody did help him out as Simon Moser was basically 1-on-2 and passed to nobody as Honka brings it in deep. Honka tried that backhand pass, still has it. Honka right through the crease and comes to the near wall and kept in. Aho spins, fires a long shot, and gloved down by Leonardo Giannoni.
Sebastian Aho is such a good player that he can do just about anything. He's a good defensive player. We talked about his shorthanded goals, proficiency on the power play. Plus 15. You can say what you want about plus minus as a statistic, but over the course of 7 games, you're 15 really good. You're having yourself a nice run. Foundational piece in Carolina.
Off the draw, Teravainen slings it across. Long shot, gloved down. And knocked down in front was Senavainen. He's not really happy with anyone, so he's going to look for anyone to have a little chat with as he was knocked down in front.
Well, he got boxed out and lost the battle to Fora. Nothing wrong with that. Put him on the ground, and because of that, Giannoni got a nice, easy save. Here comes Senavainen trying to slide his way in. Couple of shoves, couple of pushes, and he gets upended. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's the kind of price you have to pay to work through to get down to the net.
35 minutes gone in this second period. Face-off to the right of Giannoni. In his 5th World Championship, trying to keep the Swiss in it. Control, Aho dishes back to the blue line. Neat little backhand. Fired in. And as Teravainen gets it deep, Honka pinching in, he takes the bump. Aho plays pass, gets it back. Up to the blue line. Long shot tipped. Rebound in front as Giannoni did a good job to make the initial stop of the Swiss. Moving up ice. Nino Niederreiter fires on point. And that's stopped by Sateri. Back the other way. Opportunity for Finland. Shot, stop, rebound. And Savanainen. Back and forth action. Savanainen a good look. Both goalies making saves. And eventually brought in and offside for a stoppage.
Right, down. We haven't had many episodes of kind of up and down action, trading rushes, but almost opened up for a minute there as Nino Niederreiter tested Sateri, and then Savanainen back down on Giannoni. And see Lauri Marjamäki, the head coach of Finland, who is highly touted and perhaps North American bound. He's thought with that kind of regard.
In his 2nd Men's Worlds, coached the World Cup of Hockey in 2016 as well. Sven Andrighetto driving in. And Sari Sateri plays it along the boards. Picked off, far circle. In front, Hoffman was waiting. Andrighetto there as well and couldn't get the shot off. Uten Sonder, far wall.
What a bad exchange for Switzerland. They got a 2-on-1 with Meyer and Andrighetto. Meyer could rip it from 15 feet, but he's trying to find the better play to Andrighetto on the back door. It's turned over on a nice defensive play by Polka, and then after that, a hook on Heiskanen. So what could have been a great chance in one direction ends up with Meyer in the box shortly after. Now a 29% efficiency for the power play for Finland. And what I love about it, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forwards. That's coaching right there.
4th ranked power play in the tournament going to work. Backdoor, ran it in front. Initial stop from Giannoni and cleared it in the near wall as Rantanen was looking to load up the one-timer. Granlund chasing behind the net and fired back in. 9 for 31 on the power play in group play. Teravainen winds up and whistled it wide. Granlund, he's on the puck. Rantanen plays pass. Teravainen to Rantanen. Back up top. Teravainen dishes off, down low. Bouncing puck, Moser swings at it. Nice job from Aho. Rantanen tried to sling it across. That's deflected, back up to the point. That shot misses the mark. Rantanen back on it. He'll dish off, Granlund back up top. Teravainen to Aho. Aho fires, stopped as Sebastian Aho. Not a bad look, but he can't beat Ginoni.
The entire power play was about trying to get the puck down to the front of the net to Savanainen and Granlund. But I love the fact that we've already seen the NHL go away from 2 defense to 3 forwards in the power play. It's been proven statistically that one defenseman, 4 forwards better. If you have guys that are a little defensively inclined, you put 5 forwards out there, it's a completely different look, interchangeable parts, and works very nicely for Finland here.
Mirko Mueller able to flip it down into the zone. Sherway racing in, short-handed. He falls, goes into the boards, but he's back up, and he's gone for a change quick. Yermaka fires it in. Ginoni lays it down. Kept in at the far point. Fora racing back for it. Mirko Mueller trying to help him out. Yermaka trying to dig it free. Tolvanen swings at it. And a possible short-handed chance. Noah Rod drives, kills off a few more seconds. Continues to fight for the puck. Picked off with just 5 seconds remaining in this power play for Finland. Hessinen throws it towards the slot, never got there. Myers out of the box. As Finland changes up with a nice kill from the Swiss. Roman Josi wheeling in for Switzerland as he goes around the net. Josi continues to move. Mueller, pump fake down low in front and right through the paint as Shappy couldn't direct it on net. Andrighetto will chip and chase with Meyer. Picked off and Tilla drops it off and he skates up ice. Naninen, drop pass. Look at Tilla just parking himself in front of the net. He is a big man. He has it. Sends it back. Heiskanen up top. Nanainen fires, deflected, and to the right of Ginoni. Finland trying to fire it back in and change at the same time. Andrighetto chasing after it. Koivisto. The stretch pass picked off nicely by Enzo Corvi. Top line center for Switzerland. The give and go as Corvi in, fires, missed by about a foot. Niederreiter trying to help Corvi now behind the net. Tolvanen trying to jam it free. Granlund. Strong stick, gets it behind his net. As Nino creating. Nino down low to the backhand and the forehand move. Stop, rebound in front, scores! Enzo Corvi follows up. 1-1 hockey game.
Enzo Corvi, the #1 center there to cash in on the work from Nino Niederreiter. Watch him fool Rantanen and his checker. They both go to the drop pass. That allows Niederreiter to get the middle of the ice. Granlund challenges him, which leaves Fiala wide open. He's turned aside, but Corvi, great look at the eyes of Niederreiter spotting Fiala. Tries to slip it 5-hole. Doesn't work. Comes back out to Corvi. Blocked once, but he stays with it, and it's just scramble time now as he chops it up and over Ricola to get Switzerland even at 1.
Enzo Corvi, his 4th goal, his 8th point. And some jump now for the Swiss. As Hoffman racing in, fires it behind the net. Moser picks it up with speed, centering pass, and that's picked off by Honka. Switzerland right back in it. The break they needed on a nice follow-up goal. Honka, near point, drops it off. Sebastian Aho plays pass from his skate to his stick. He's moving in to the slot. Shot in front, and covering up is Giannoni as Savanainen was parked right in front as the Swiss have made it 1-1. Enzo Corvi making it a 1-1 hockey game. Meantime, Philip Forsberg over in Copenhagen scoring for Sweden. A 1-0 lead for Latvia. Arvidsson, the screen in front. Bob Hartley actually challenged for goalie interference, but it was a good goal. So Sweden leading 1-0. They are a dynamic team. Great defense, great forwards up front, led by Ricard Raquel. Mika Zibanejad has Rod, the chip and chase here for Switzerland. Through the midway point of the second period. Shapi has it, backhands it down low for Rod. Fourth line out for Switzerland. Shapi picks off the puck. Working on Heiskanen. Back up to the point and hustling back is Mirko Mueller for the Swiss. Swiss changing up ahead. He's got to be careful with the too many men call. They were fine.
It's amazing. Anytime the puck gets near the bench, you can hear the Finnish bench yelling too many, even though there was very clearly only 5 people on the ice at any time in that sequence. But anytime the puck gets near the bench, there's always the cry, too many!
Yeah, you'll see goalies, you see a change, they'll fire it quickly at the bench, just hoping to hit a skate or cause the too many men as Evan Fiala goes into the corner. Fiala playing pass, and Corby chips it around the boards. Nino Niederreiter has it. Far wall. Back up to the point for Kukan. Kukan up top. Justin Saunders. Back to Nino. Shot didn't get through. Corby's got it. In the slot area. Fiala dancing to the point. Shot and tip just wide. Nino Niederreiter. Nice deflection, and the puck back on Nino's stick, at least momentarily. Fiala tried the drag move through the legs, and finally the Finns able to clear the zone.
That first line getting it done in the offensive zone, giving Finland some trouble.
Heiskanen. Young Dallas Star trying to move it up ice. Picked off shot. Harry Sateri made the stop. I don't know if he saw it. A quick shot from the near wall. With good positioning, he made the save. Races on as Yomaka gets to the puck, and then he gets tied up. Held in the corner. Vermeen over the blue line, chips it over. Roman Josi working down low, and nearly a great opportunity stretched up for Menelainen. That was broken up. Sven Andrighetto, far circle, in front, centering pass broken up. The Swiss with some life. In front, shot, scores! Great battle in the front of the nets. Joel Vermeen, 2-1 Swiss.
You score against Finland by winning battles and winning races, and that's exactly what Switzerland is doing here. Puck is turned over, but Vermeen hard on that puck on Koivisto, hard couple steps to the front of the net, and then sweeps it home as Sateri can't find it through Pessinen's legs. But the willingness to explode out of the corner and not get hooked in by Koivisto allows Vermeen to get to the front of the net. And Sateri won't like that dribbler through the 5-hole. And after a good 5-minute push, Switzerland's up 1.
Joel Vermeen, the go-ahead goal. He suffered a knee injury just before Pyeongchang. Disappointed he could not play the Olympics, but contributing here at the World Championship. And what a storyline. The Swiss now a 2-1 lead over Finland, who are dominant in Group B here in Herning. Meantime, Latvia tying the Swedes up in Copenhagen, so it could be one of those nights. Swiss back in the move, rebound, scores! Hoffman off the rebound, are you kidding me? What a story! 3-1 Switzerland.
Cleanly executed 3-on-2. Nice play here by Moser to slip the check and then heads up the whole way. Doesn't force the puck with Rantanen on the back check. The best way to get the puck over to Hoffman is not to pass it. This is the old pass off the pads. Perfectly executed. Couldn't have put it on his tape any better if he tried. And Hoffman, the strong bottom hand to put it in the empty net for the third goal of the second period for Switzerland. You do that drill every day in practice. Trying to create a rebound by shooting it off the far pad. Moser does it perfectly to get it to Hoffman.
Gregory Hoffman. Unbelievable. 2 goals in 36 seconds. The Swiss lead. Hoffman, a guy that started on the top line when the tournament started, bounced around a little bit. And what a goal as the Swiss lead. 3-1. Mike, this is why I love the World Hockey Championship. You just never know. Last year, Switzerland finishing in the 6th spot. Their last medal, silver back in 2013, where Roman Josi was the top defenseman, a defenseman in scoring, tournament MVP. No Swiss player had ever done that. And those 2 goals now in 36 seconds, the latest from Gregory Hoffman, has made it a 3-1 hockey game for the Swiss. So, let's see if the Finns can respond. The first test of adversity, the 1 loss coming to Denmark. Freddie Anderson, who's from Herning, the Toronto Maple Leafs stood on his head, player of the game. The city went nuts. And I'll tell you what, Switzerland writing a storyline here in Herning Thursday night at the quarterfinals.
Well, I'm sure Switzerland said they lost to Denmark. Finland also lost to Germany in overtime, so it's not like they're infallible. They certainly handled America, they handled Canada, but they also did come on the losing end to a couple lesser teams. And when you put in the effort like they've gotten in this second period to get up, they deserve to be. Corby gets them on the board with a nice one. Vermeen drives out of the corner for the second goal, and then the Hoffman 3-on-2 on a brilliant play by Moser to create the shot and the rebound has Switzerland feeling very good about themselves. And the previous break we were just on, Lauri Moriamaki spent the entire 2 minutes talking to his team on the whiteboard. Everyone gathered around, not yelling or screaming, but very calmly talking about what he wanted his team to do. And apparently they're going to a more passive neutral zone forecheck, because look at this. Everyone's sitting back.
Sherway, the nice tip as he chases in. Quite the storyline, the Swiss leading 3-1. Welcome back to Jyske Bank Boxing Arena. Under 6 minutes to go in the second period. Switzerland, a 3-1 advantage over Finland. You can never sleep on the Swiss. Last year, they knocked off Canada in overtime, 3-2. Herzog, the winner in OT. And what a fight they're putting up here as Finland scored the opening goal. Udavara, and then all Swiss since is the captain. Diaz behind his own net. Stretches it up ice. Little drop pass. Here's Yossi moving in, fires, and that's settled down by Harry Sateri, who's got to be so strong now going forward.
He can't afford another mistake on this one, but since that timeout, I've seen two exceptionally passive forechecks out of Finland. Almost like Moriamaki pulled the reins back and said, you know what, guys, we're losing the neutral zone battle. We need more people in the neutral zone. And so now, once Switzerland gets full control, they are pulling it right back. 4 guys into the neutral zone. Peculiar strategy, down 2.
Off the draw, quick shot, and Fiala let it go. Kick stop, Sateri. Fiala, Nino Niederreiter. Working with Corby. Top line out for the Swiss. Sent up ice, shot, stop, rebound in front, just trickled wide. Analainen with a good look, and he's back on. He skates by the puck, and Fiala has it for the Swiss. Kukan just over his stick. Under 5 minutes to go now in the second period.
Here it is again. This is slow developing neutral zone forecheck.
Nice job from Kukan to skate right through it. Ships it to the far wall, and Kevin Fiala. To Nino Niederreiter, pinned by 2 Finn players. Your shot, that's stopped as Fiala let it go. Play continues behind Harry Sateri, chasing after his Kalisto. Niederreiter's been out there a long time, needs a change as he gets it in deep, and now he's gonna go off for fresh legs. Tommy Kalisto gets it up ice, Mirko Mueller has it. Attila watching things closely, and he goes off for a change. Here's Hoffman. Speed to burn, and he's on the ice, scoring the 3rd goal for Switzerland. Diaz tries to block that. It's high off the glass, stays in play. As Granlund backhands it down low. Tolvanen gets it back to the blue line, shoveled back down low. Rantanen goes by him. Honka's on it. Honka in front, and Giannoni got a stick on it, and it comes all the way out of the zone. Under 4 minutes to go in this second period. Granlund fires. Deflected, never got to the net. Honka moves up ice. Gets it in deep. Granlund knocked from behind. From Roman Yossi. These 2 NHLers go head-to-head. Diaz chips it off the glass and out of the zone. So offside the call as Finland was trying to change up and sort of put him in an awkward position.
These next 3 minutes and 4 seconds are very important in this game. I think if Finland is able to get it to 3-2, they will be feeling more comfortable heading into the third period. If Switzerland can somehow keep it at 3-1 as Antia just rolls a rebound by, then the hill becomes pretty steep. The way that Giannoni's playing, the way that the Swiss are defending. Key 3 minutes here.
Aho's line back out there. Back up to Polka. Polka chips it in deep. Polka's got it again as he slings it across. Nice job from Eskinen. Up top, shot. Whistled high and wide. As Savanainen missed everything. Aho's on it. Eskinen. Polka fires. Glove down, a rebound, but Giannoni able to cover up for 2 minutes, 31 seconds in the second period. And as you can imagine, a little tension in the air.
You want to maintain your discipline. Do not want to put Finland on the power play if you're Switzerland. That was an excellent job on their own end, even though they got a little loose with Savanainen up top. When the shot finally got to Giannoni, he had a wall. He had a ring of white jerseys around him, boxing out, protecting. So when he dropped it, still able to pounce on it and control the rebound.
The crowd getting into it. Thursday night in Herring as we approach 10 p.m. local time. Nice job from Giannoni, slinging out of the way. Lunavara has it at the point, fires, stopped, and the one thing with Giannoni, there's rebounds available. His glove, not exactly sharp, and he's got a little bit of leakiness, I guess you could call it. There is options out front after his first stop.
He's fighting to find those pucks through all those legs. But he's quick to pounce on the rebounds, best he can.
Another face-off in the Swiss zone as Vermeen can't win it. Finland controls. Lunavara fires it in deep. Roman Josi.
That's what you need Josi for. Skate and make plays out of your own end when you're under duress. That's what he can do for this team.
And Josi does just that, gets it in deep. Timo Meyer wanted it. Kasperi Kapanen starts up ice and he drives towards the net. Shot steered behind the net, bouncing puck. Remains behind the goal line and brought out by the Swiss. Kukan starts to play up ice. Timo Meyer spins, fires, and just getting enough with Sateri as it comes to the near wall and handled by Kapanen. He goes to Honka. Kasperi Kapanen has it, gives it back, and now it's Honka on the move, over the blue line. Honka gives it back, and then Alainen's upended. Looks like a knee-on-knee hit, regardless. And again, pushing and shoving, but a penalty to come.
Fiala's going to get a trip. Things are getting a little testy, a little heated as this game has progressed. These teams haven't seen each other. They've been in different cities, different groups, but they're crossing over now, playing to get to the semifinals. And Fiala reaching, misses the puck, comes through his legs and upends Alainen, and that's the penalty. The last good chance for Meyer, tipped on the way through by Kukan, joining the rush. And Sateri makes a save. Once again, the 5 forwards head out there. Minute 22 left in this period on the power play for Finland to try to get back within 1.
9 power play goals in the tournament, and they could use one here right off the draw. Giannoni steers it away. Simon Moser brings it in. He chips and races after it. Good job for Moser as he kills off a few more seconds. He goes off for a change as Shappy continues to work. He's watching Aho closely. Aho coming in with 17 points, breaks the Finnish record for most points in one tournament. And he could use one here. Aho in, fires, and they stop from Giannoni. Rantanen swings it for Aho. Along the boards and up to Tristan Sherway.
Key with 5 forwards out here, Brian, is that when it is a one-on-one, you got to work to get back to give numbers, so you're not leaving a forward back there in a vulnerable position.
30 seconds to go as Granlund Starts it up ice. Savanainen works it around the boards. Back up to the point. Fired back in. Fora working behind his own net. And a nice job as the Swiss get it by Aho and clear the zone with just 12 seconds remaining. The Finns get one last strike. Aho cannot. Vermeen picks his pocket, swings it down the ice. And Mike Johnson, that will do it for the second period. 2 goals, 36 seconds apart. Gregory Hoffman making it 3-1. And what a storyline we've got. Don't go anywhere. Intermission to come with Laura Dykin and Bob Harry.
Team Finland 10, Team Switzerland 14. Total Team Finland 23 and Team Switzerland 20. And in Copenhagen, the standings between Team Sweden and Latvia 1-1.
It's not about the blade. It's the shaving gel that matters. Nivea Men Ultra Glide technology for an ultra close shave without irritating your skin. Nivea Men, the art of shaving.
Introducing the 2018 IIHF app. Player statistics. Team statistics. Live updates. And introducing Guessing Game. Predict each game's final score. Win points and compete with hockey fans around the world. From any smart device, in your own language. The 2018 IIHF app, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Skoda. Simply clever.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Nobody now give me no break. Police now give me no break. That old soldier man I give you no break. Not even the action now give you no breaks. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Vamos, boys, eh? Come on, come on. Welcome back to Entering, and Harry Sateri and Finland in danger of losing out at this year's IIHF World Hockey Championship. Switzerland, 20 minutes away from advancing to the semifinal in Copenhagen. They would take on Canada. And for myself and Mike Johnson, our final night at this World Championship. Mike, it's been great working with you. I want to thank Laura Dyken, Bob Airy, Dave Reed, Mark Rowe, our entire crew back in North America. It's approaching 10 p.m. local time here. A lot of early mornings for our crew. So on behalf of myself and Mike, a big thank you for your hard work. And Mike, what a way to wrap things up. A big chance of an upset here. Swiss up 3-1 on Finland, who won the group.
Last day has not disappointed. Terrific game between the Americans and the Czechs. And here with 40 seconds on the power play to start the third period, Finland's got to get the ball rolling right away into the offensive zone. Swiss have played well. The Swiss were the better team in the second period. The challenge for Patrick Fischer and his group, can they continue to play? Can they push forward responsibly? Can they make plays and skate, or will they be paralyzed and trying to defend for 20 minutes and let Lauri Morimäki's team attack and play in the offensive zone?
We'll see if Morimäki changes that system he sort of adopted towards the end of the second period, but right now it's power play time. Rantanen couldn't get that pass back door, picked off and fired all the way down to Harry Sateri.
Penalty expire in 15 seconds. 5 forwards out there. You have to be aware how long you want to keep all 5 out there.
Aho drops for Rantanen. Teravainen down low. Aho off his skate, and again, Penalty comes to an end, so a nice kill for the Swiss. Fiala out of the box. 5-on-5 hockey, and we'll see if Finland gets more aggressive. They have to in this third period, down by 2. Hoka working with Heiskanen. Miro Heiskanen, third overall pick of the Dallas Stars, tries to get it in deep. Granlund takes a big bump in the near corner. Turnover, Fiala has it. Fiala starts to play, a little give and a go. Tries to get it up for Nino Niederreiter. Brought in front, Enzo Corvi. That was close to being offside as play continues. Corvi slings it in down low. Fiala tries to drive in front. Nino, backhand on point. And that's stopped by Sateri as the Finns losing sticks, but able to move away. Eli Tolvanen. Up ice and behind the goal line, Uton Sander pushes on the puck. In front, Tolvanen fell. Otherwise, what a chance he would have had far circle. Kept into the far blue line. Udavara gives and goes, tips, and just wide and off the mesh. As I think Giannone got just enough.
Giannone in full control, knowing guys are getting run around. Patrick Fisher not happy with their inability to make a pass out from behind their own net, but that's what you want your goalie to do. Run it around, you're a little bit tired, shot from an angle, and he flicks it up into the mesh to make sure to get a whistle. Settle things down.
Stixel is behind the play, so picked up, moved to the bench. Play continues. Big face-off won by the Finns, but all the way out of the zone, and Sateri has to settle down again for Finland. Pessonen on the second opportunity gets it up ice. That shot high and off the side of the bar, but Giannone did a job to lock the angle off. Slung in front, and Udavara pinching in down low. The only goal for Finland. Side of the net, jammed at backhand. And that is stopped as Giannone makes the stop. And Finland getting desperate. That's the big man, is Marco Antilla.
This whole breakdown started, though, both when Meyer and Andrighetto chased behind the opposite net, and they never had their neutral zone set up. That's being on the wrong side of the puck, activating defenseman and Antilla trying to stuff one in short side.
Draw controlled, back up to Honka. Lets it go. Bouncing puck behind the net in the slot area. And intercepted Sherway. Chips at it, goes out of play. So Finland's got to get more aggressive. What do you expect the Swiss to do now going forward?
Tighten up. I mean, I expect them to be under siege most of this third period. The best teams can keep playing and keep feeling normal when you're up and you're trying to hold on. Of course, Finland's going to push. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to have the puck more often because that's what happens when you're up 3-1. Score effects will take place. The best teams can keep playing normally even when they're winning. It's really hard to do. I expect Switzerland to tighten up a little bit and be in their own end most of this third period.
Rantanen loses the draw. Long dump in. As Sateri plays that, Greg Hoffman skating after it, comes back to neutral ice for him. Sends it up, Moser gets it in deep. Gaetan Haas working. Hoffman bumped behind the net. Granlund looking for that stretch pass. He gets it over the blue line. Granlund in, fires, and stopped by Giannone, who will be the busiest guy on the ice, in my opinion, for the next 17 minutes, 11 seconds.
You're seeing a willingness from Finland to put the pucks on net from all kinds of angles, trying to create scramble opportunities. A good way to break down defensive zone coverage is to put pucks onto the net and onto the pads, because it's tough to read and react when you're not sure where the rebounds are going to end up.
Well, Aho started the day tied for the tournament lead in points, and he's a guy they need offensively now as he wins the draw. Heiskanen in, fires. That's stopped. Corvi helping the cause as well. Nino Niederreiter starts the play, drives in behind the net.
He got the puck first, though. That's nothing wrong with that. Sateri looking for a call that's not there.
Without a stick now, so big trouble for Finland. Sateri, no stick, but oh, a lucky break as it comes all the way down the ice, and Sateri head up. He's going to go grab that stick. And keep in mind, a player can't dish it to him with their stick, as that shot whistled wide as Savanainen couldn't tip it in front. You play the stick to a goaltender, penalty will be called. Aho, slot, shot, and that stopped. Giannoni makes the save. Rebound, side of the net, and Giannoni again squares up. And nothing is getting by him yet. Back the other way. Nice job by Joel Vermeen trying to drive in. He was intercepted. Udovara, drop pass in front, tipped. Another opportunity and steered out of the way. Look out, a 2-on-none. Timo Meier in, fires, big stop, backhand, another save. Harry Sateri, game saver, 2 big stops.
You said it, that's the game on Meier's stick. Koivisto, Nitivara, both activated 2-on-0. Meier takes it from his own blue line. Big saves from Sateri.
Wow. That could be your TSN turning point as Eli Tolvanen streaking in. Long stretch pass, flipped up ahead. Andrighetto at the blue line. Wants a change, so he starts skating off. Finland putting on the brakes. Hannanen drops it off, back to the blue line, off a skate though, and out of his own tough break as Honka has to start things up once again for Finland. Big collision near wall. Sherway involved.
That's not a surprise. He runs into anything wearing blue.
Little bit of space near wall. Sherway fires high, and he just missed that top left board. And then the net comes off as Swiss player goes barreling into it. That was Noah Rod. Great action.
Now, this is what you can do, though. You defend well. Finland starts to press. There you see Koivisto jumping up. Meier off to the races. Head up the whole way. I think he fanned on that shot. He wanted to elevate it above the pad. He never got it quite high enough. And this one, excellent save from Giannoni. Yeah, he did kind of poke the leg, but you know what? He's sitting there with the puck. I think you're entitled to go get it in an effort to not touch the goalie. Good no call by the officials.
Gaetan Haas will lose the draw as Heiskanen tries to clear the zone, kept in, Hoffman's on it, and he shovels it in deep. Veli-Pokka works it behind his own net. Exciting third period. Anavainen chasing after the puck. Diaz, the captain, chipping at it. Patilla. That's an easy guy to call on the ice. You just look up and there he is. You don't need a number. You don't need to see which way he shoots.
Just when the eclipse comes through.
It's him.
You know it's 12.
Wow.
Still rolling 4 lines for Finland. They're not doubling up yet on their top couple.
Michael Granlund making moves. Neutral ice, drops it off and brought in offside. As Harry Sateri, the best goaltending save percentage numbers in the tournament coming in, and man, it could have been game over if that went in from Timo Meier.
Switzerland has gotten through the first 5 minutes, which I think was important. They haven't been on their heels quite as much. They've had a couple counter-attacking opportunities. Got to keep on playing.
As a good friend of mine always says back home, keep on keeping on. And that's what the Swiss will try to do here. Giannoni settles it down. Tries to get it by Rantanen and does. Battle continues, far corner. Puck trap behind the goal line. Kicks up to the point. Koivisto sends it across. Udovara fires. And he missed the mark. Koivisto dishes off. Kasperi Kapanen. Long shot. Goes behind the net. Nino Niederreiter hustling. Tries to chip it out. And does as it goes down the ice. And the Swiss a full change. And Nino says, yeah, I want to go too. So he waves this guy out and he goes off. Sebastian Aho over the blue line. Aho behind the net. Continues to weave in the offensive zone. Aho fires in front. Knocked down. And the rebound is Teravainen tried to dig it loose. Could not. And it comes back to the Finland zone. Julius Honka starts to play up. Aho takes a step over the blue line, loses it. And it's flipped as Heiskanen tried to keep it in, cannot. Sends it back to Honka. Heiskanen stops, waits, up to Aho. Gets it back, plays pass with Aho. Picked up by Fora. He intercepts. And then behind the play, is that a high stick or a clip, Mike?
And that's going to be Fora for a high stick in behind the play. And I see 4 fingers up. Trouble for Switzerland.
This could be the break Finland needs. Power play when we return.
Can you be sure you're a fan of the game?
Sword Circle number 45, 4-minute double minor right stick.
Here comes the school of Finland.
Mike, it's not often it's a good thing to be spitting blood, but if you're Aho, why not? Because you're getting 4 minutes.
You're delighted, and that was on a follow-through of a clearing attempt in the NHL. That is not a penalty. Internationally, that is. Did some damage, 4 minutes, huge opportunity for Finland.
So down by 2. This could be the tipping point in the game as the Swiss fire it down the ice. Fora in the box. Teravainen behind his own net. Shappy watching him. Drops for Granlund. Sebastian Aho. A lot of hype surrounding this young man in this tournament. Well, his time is now if he hopes to keep Finland's medal hopes alive. Aho, near wall. Fires it around. Savanainen is working the point. Granlund. Teravainen. Granlund. Far circle. Continues to weave. Teravainen. Aho. Head up. Sebastian Aho. Back to Teravainen. Aho. Waiting. In front. Tip. Oh, what a play! What a goal! The tip drop pass right to Mikko Rantanen. And a much-needed power play goal. It's 3-2.
That was some beautiful passing and patience from Finland. Aho gets it up. He draws 3 guys over outside the cash marks. And a nice touch from Savanainen right here. He knows where he wants to send this. He's banging his stick. He wants it. He's touching it right back up. And Ginoni gets a piece of it with his glove, but not enough to run. And tucks it underneath the catching glove to cut the lead to 3-2. Early on enough, they still have a full 2-minute power play to work with. To try to get the tying goal. Remember that Timo Meier breakaway? Saved by Harry Sateri. Your reference, mark that one down. Maybe.
And what you just heard was Finland breathing again on the bench. So Mikko Rantanen, who quietly had 84 points in Colorado this season, his biggest goal of the tournament thus far in this quarterfinal, bringing Finland within 1. And still time on this power play with Fora in the box. As they set up one more time. Far circle. Ludovara, he's at the point. Down low. That shot whistled wide, and can they keep it in the zone? They cannot. And that's a tough one, as that shot has to hit something.
First unit wants back out. They're all standing on the bench saying, time to change here, guys. We want back on the power play.
So Tolvanen missed that shot. Still on the ice, slings it along the boards, and again, shipped out into the neutral ice area and back into Finland zone. Ludovara and Harry Sateri there lost his footing, a bit faked out. Everything's fine. Ludovara. He scored the game's opening goal. Drops for Aho. Aho brings it in. Gets the pass back. Teravainen jumps on the ice at the point. Aho waits. Cross. Granlund fires and missed everything.
Those far side misses hurt because they clear the zone.
There's Rantanen skating in.
It's icing on Finland, trying to create a play. And see Rantanen working to stay alive, sticks open, you know where he wants it. That is just a perfect pass from Savanainen. The wherewithal to have a touch that clean, that close to the goalie. Really heady play to get Finland back in.
Arvidsson, Oliver Ekman-Larsson scoring. Sweden a 3-1 lead now over Latvia and Copenhagen. This one a little more tense. As Phil Collins said, it's in the air tonight for sure, and we're feeling it. Rantanen over the blue line. Tries to drive it in front of the net. Nice job from Sherway, picks it off and all the way down the ice. As Tristan Sherway, in his first men's world, doing a good job on the penalty kill. 9 seconds remaining. The Finns striking with one early in that 4-minute penalty. That shot off the side of the net. 5-on-5. Fora out of the box and engages to help out his teammates. Kept in by Polka. Teravainen tried to swing it out front. Heiskanen keeps it in. Fora, who's well rested, back on the ice, trying to kick the puck loose. And finally, it's the captain, Diaz, getting it. And again, the Swiss can't get it out of the zone. Aho in the vicinity. Aho taken down. And again, to his faces.
Looking for another penalty.
Play continues. Under 9 minutes to go. Heiskanen making moves. Fires. Giannoni stops that. You know, Heiskanen has that picked off. Worked up ice. Fiala dancing in. His national teammates getting it done for Sweden in the other group. There's a turnover. Top line out for the Swiss. Corvi fires. Stopped in front. Exciting action as Venäläinen works at far corner, drops it off. Jormaka. Pekka Jormaka skates up ice for Finland. Driving into the forehand, fires, and he's going high glove side and nearly buried it.
Taylor Frick has not played very much. He just changed quickly. He was walked too easily there wide by Jormaka.
Pesinen gets it in deep. Jormaka tried to keep it in, cannot. And that's deflected high, and look out into the fans. And someone's got a souvenir. 3-2. The Swiss hanging on here at Hennerty. Been a tough game for Sebastian Aho. Been clipped a couple of times.
And we saw him complaining for a call just prior to the break. He deserved one. Shappy got him with a high stick right across the mouth as well. That was missed.
Head coach Patrick Fisher, the 42-year-old, trying to lead the Swiss into the semifinals. That pass broken up as Corvi got a stick on it. Back to Mirko Mueller. Fora up to Corvi, who chips and chases. Nino Niederreiter, the backhand in. And Corvi's offside, so he's got to check up, and does. Finland trying to fire it in. Picked off, and Kevin Fiala spinning, then Granlund knocks him off the puck.
He knew it was offside. He wasn't sweating it at all. Granlund takes it off him, but Fiala was aware it's not a big problem there. And so Lauri Morimäki has got his team where he wanted them to be. When you're down by 2, heading into the third period, all you want to do is get us back within 1 with enough time to make a push here, a crazy, frantic push, pull the goalie, whatever it is. They did that with the power play goal. They've had 10 minutes now to try to get the tire. That's all you can ask out of your team when you're down 2 heading into the third.
Finland, a 4th place finish last year, silver in 2014 and 2016. And things getting desperate as Heiskanen brings it in. Bouncing puck and all the way to the far blue line. Shot, and a stick gets on that. Comes to the near wall. Aho, time and space, fires, bouncing puck, and nice job as Giannoni saw it through the crowd. Diaz tries to chip it out. Teravainen, good job to keep it in. Heiskanen helping. Teravainen slings it across. Shot didn't get through. A great shot block there as that was sent across, and Polka was coming in offensively from the blue line and broke it up nicely. Aho speeds in, quick shot. Kind of the fake drag, and then he let it rip at the last second, and Giannoni was there.
The wingers for Switzerland have to be paying attention on these high rolls because you're freeing up the wrong guy as Aho walks. That's an excellent blocker save from Giannoni. Switzerland have a hard time with these high plays. This one, Polka wide open, Andrighetto Meyer. They're not sure who's covering who, but Roman Josi bails out his wingers with the slide. Gotta be identifying, communicating, and making sure to stay on the defensive side of your cover.
Manninen waved out. The Finns control off the face-off regardless. Visto jumps into the play, able to keep it in. In front, centering pass, and that's deflected just wide as Jormaka was driving towards the net. The Swiss, led by Noah Rod. Sherway behind the goal line, chasing after the puck. Rod falls, gets back up with 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Stretched up ahead, Latvia has scored, so a 3-2 hockey game there as Sweden leads, and obviously 3-2 Switzerland hanging on here.
Hanging on is a great way to say it, as Finland getting some pretty good chances. Jormaka, good work down low, battling. Another puck battle lost along the wall, and there it is. It's a bouncing puck. Jormaka trying to chip it up and over, and he can't quite corral it.
Michael Granlund, who is second in team scoring this year back home in the NHL. He could use one here as he's waved out of the circle. Time winding down here on Finland's chances. As Kapanen off the draw, drives it to the near wall. Jesperi Kapanen battling. Granlund trying to help him out, but Fora digs it out. Shot far wall and back into Finland's zone. Kapanen touches it up. Fora hustling back. Finland changing behind the play. As Rantanen is streaking in, just held into the blue line. Granlund. Rantanen tries to pass in front, whacked at, 2 whacks, and finally whistled down as the top line, Tolvanen, Granlund, and Rantanen being relied on here to try and score the evening goal. And Hinnernick. Sebastian Aho in his 3rd consecutive Worlds. Led the team in scoring last year, doing it again this year. But his side needing a goal. As Sherway, surprise, surprise, laying the body at the far wall.
That's how you stop a cycle, though. You make a hit, you dislodge the puck, you get close support, and now it's in the offensive zone, all because Sherway finished behind the net.
Polka has it behind his net now as we approach the 5-minute mark in this 3rd period. Sherway again, a nice job, creates, Rod waiting, fires, stopped again. Sateri doing his part as he stones Noah Rod, and he's made a couple big ones here in the 3rd as Aho collects it for Finland, drops it off, back to the point, and just kept in by Nudavara. Near circle, that shot, rebound in front, trickling puck, and again the Finns able to slash it back in. Savanainen behind the net, pokes it along the far wall, comes out of the zone, and Nudavara has to hustle back. I'm assuming the bench will get a little bit shorter now for Finland, with time winding down and Granlund winding up. Granlund cutting into the slot. His pocket picked. And again, Enzo Corby, a nice job to chip it down the ice. Battle continues in the corner to the left of Harry Sateri. It's Finland and Rantanen coming up ice. Rantanen will fire it in. Giannoni bouncing puck behind the net, danger spot. And Finland can't get it to the slot in time as Giannoni went for a wander, probably ill-advised. Over the stick there of Rantanen to the far corner. Heiskanen, good job to shovel it back in, but the Swiss continue to kill off precious seconds in this hockey game, and then blowing a tire was Ricola. Turnover, and Amin goes to work. Ricola doesn't see a ton of ice time, and he nearly blew a tire and blew the game. Miro Heiskanen, up ice, that's turned over. Sherway having a great 3rd period, behind the goal line. Sherway cuts in, drives, and that's stopped by Sateri. Rebound, kicked aside as well as Polka falls, and the Finns, they're looking a bit rough right now, trying to get something going. Heiskanen streaks in, Rod picks it off. Turnover though, right in the slot. And that pass, popping, bouncing, and no one can settle it down. Under 3 minutes to go. And the Swiss, you know they can sense it. Rod ships it to the far wall. Billy Polka's back for it. The Swiss, a full change up ahead. Kavisto in his own zone. Sebastian Aho on the ice. Nudavara lost it, can't bring it into the zone, and they'll try one more time. Savanainen gets to the far corner. Enzo Corby flips it up high. And again, a nice job to kill off a few more seconds. Vermeen is chasing after his man. Corby, he's been a speedster out here in this 3rd period, continues to kill the clock. Teravainen has it for Finland. Again, no passes here from Finland. They're just getting intercepted, can't get it in deep. Moser's turn as he's watching things closely. Aho, under 2 minutes ago as Aho, back to Heiskanen. Heiskanen, down low, Aho in front and through the crease. Heiskanen fires, tough angle shot knocked down by Diaz, and just about to come out of the net was Sateri, but he comes back in wisely. Sherway fires, and a good thing he did as Sateri makes the stop. He was creeping towards the bench, but had to come back. Michael Granlund. Sateri now goes to the bench. Extra attacker, jumps out. All systems go for Finland. Nudavara working it down low. Granlund back up to the point. Nudavara swings it for Polka. Works it to the far wall. Down low, Rantanen tries to drive it. Rebound, Rantanen takes it loose. 1:10 to go. Back up to the point. Polka, Nudavara. Far circle, shot tipped behind the net. Rebound, Rantanen swatted with a backhand. Mirko Mueller, desperate to try get it from behind the net. The Finns still control. 55 seconds. Nudavara. Head up. The drop pass. Granlund now sweeps it. Nice job from Bora, who jumped up in the play. bouncing towards the empty net, but Billy Polka there in time. 38 seconds to go. Granlund over the blue line as he dumps it in deep. Hustling back and spinning it around was Josi. All the way down, empty net, and that'll just miss. And finally, whistle down, icing with 28 seconds to go.
Moser took a crack. We know with a percentage play with more than a minute left is to shoot. With under 30, I think you got to chip that out and play it out. Game is almost over if you draw that one down to the hash marks. So now you get the icing, you get a whistle, you get a timeout, a fully rested top unit now for Finland, all because Moser tried to go for the empty net. And it is the percentage play when there's lots of time left, but late in the game, a chip and an end is all you want. And so both teams huddled with their coaches, diagramming what they hope will be the game-winning plays. And the rest is crucial here as well, because the first unit Finnish players were tired. They needed this timeout to get fresh again.
Brings me back, you talk about the percentages and that empty net. Final game of group play over in Group A. Russia, Sweden, Ekholm. Calmly took the pass, fired it all the way down the ice, dead center as he buried it. Did not work this time for the Swiss, and now, net empty. Harry Sateri on the bench. Extra attacker out. Face off to the left of Leonardo Giannoni in a 3-2 game. 28 seconds remaining as the Swiss try hang on. They control off the draw all the way to the point, and is kept in by Teravainen. Kasperi Kapanen back to Teravainen as he slings it across. Nudavara is working. Aho down low, in front, in the crease. Giannoni covers up as they whack away, and maybe a late whack at the side of the net. And there's Granlund, the captain, and Sherway in the mix, as is Josi.
You got to get out of there. Just get out of there if you're Switzerland. You don't want to be tough. You want 5 guys on the ice. You don't want coincidental minors. Josi does a nice job recognizing Rantanen and Stick. Look at Josi's leg position. It's to take out the passing lane to Rantanen, while also with his chest blocking the back door. So that took off 16 seconds, just under 13 now. Chappie has been very good in the face-off circle all tournament long for Switzerland.
The stakes are high, the face-off massive. 12 seconds remaining, net empty. Can Granlund win it? The Finns trying to control. Far circle, Aho digs it out, side of the net, 6 seconds to go. Aho back up top, Teravainen over his stick. The final few seconds, and time winds down, and you can book it in the Swiss bank. Unbelievable story as Patrick Fisher and the Swiss off to the semifinals. They will take on Team Canada in Copenhagen.
Giannoni in net was spectacular. The second period offense that they deserved and they earned. And that's what's beautiful about this tournament. Upsets can happen, favorites can go down, and Switzerland can get to the semifinals.
Finland, the class of their group, they are done. As Switzerland now looks for their first medal since they won silver in 2013 in Stockholm and Helsinki. We've had a great time at the Worlds. Good night from Herning.
The best players of each team will be awarded with the official watch by Tissot, official team timekeeper of the 2018 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The prizes were presented by, for Team Finland, Peter Strigo, former Finnish national team player. Best player team, Finland, player number 77, Markus Luttivaara. prizes for Team Switzerland will be presented by Mark Streit, former Swiss national team player. Best player Team Switzerland, player number 60, Christian Stjerve. Ladies and gentlemen, now the award of the 3 best players of the team that will be presented by in front the official marketing and media partner of the IIHF. The 3 best players awarded are selected by each team and will be presented. For Team Finland, Peter Skriger, former Finnish national team player. The 3 best Finnish player number 1. With jersey number 20, Sebastian Aho. With jersey number 86, Tervo Taravainen. And with jersey number 77, Markus Luttivara. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Switzerland. Good luck to Team Switzerland in Copenhagen. Get your official merchandise today. Don't forget to visit the IIHF merchandise tent in the fan zone. And we kindly ask you to remember all your belongings when you leave the arena, and looking forward to welcoming you again. Don't forget to get your tickets for the final games of the 2018 IIHF World Championship. Tickets can be bought at ticketmaster.dk.
Spillernes egne historier direkte fra landsholdslejren og de vigtigste VM-nyheder. Kom helt tæt på ishockey-VM 2018, BT og på BT.dk. BT med på is.
Well, you guys come into this game as the lower seed, the underdog. You get out to a deficit to start this game, but never lost hope. How much can you appreciate this moment right now, just knowing that you're moving on to the semifinals?
Well, it's a lot of fun, first of all. I mean, we knew that we coming into the game that we had a good chance against a young team. I mean, they had pretty good players on the other team, but we knew if we're making the rooms tight, we hit them. That's going to frustrate them, and that's what we kept doing all night, and that was successful tonight.
For yourself personally, you were supposed to go to the Olympics. You're on the roster. You suffer a knee injury. How much sweeter does it make it this moment right now?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was a tough moment. I'm not going to lie. But now it's just a nice nice makeup that now we're here. We're moving on to the semifinals, and it's just a great feeling.
Well, you have all the confidence on your side now. You'll be taking on Canada, who's suffered a lot of adversity heading into this moment too. How's the team feeling now going forward?
I mean, yeah, it was a great win. We absolutely feel great about ourselves, but at the same moment, we have to watch out that we're not getting too high, like not too excited. I mean, we still know that we're the underdog against Canada, but I mean, today we played successful, so we just got to keep doing the same thing, and then yeah, who knows?
Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
You think you know me? You know the conviction and determination I need.
Well, of course, you guys were the higher seed coming into this game. You knew that Switzerland was going to throw everything at you, but you get out to the early lead. How do things fall apart from there?
They were pushing us all game, so I think they played so good, and yeah, all the respect for them. They played good.
It seemed like there was a change in mindset going from the first period to the second. You guys were aggressive on the forecheck, and then in the second you switched to a more passive approach. Was there a talk about that amongst the team?
Yeah, a little bit, but we just tried to get our own game just rolling, and we didn't get to that, and that's the result.
Aside from the result here today, I mean, you have a long off season ahead of you as you look ahead to next year, the NHL year. How will you use this off season to get better for the next season?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a huge rest right now, maybe 4 weeks or something like that. It's been a hard season, and yeah, after that, start practicing again, and I get stronger.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Det handler om sammenhold. Vi knokler for hinanden. Vi skal kæmpe for hinanden. Hver for sig kan vi ikke vinde. Vi er stærke, når vi er sammen. Vi skal arbejde sammen. Det er vigtigt, vi er der, når det gælder.